Ladies and gentlemen, oops, I did it again. But I didn't just do it once, I did it twice. So what we've got here are the Optimus Prime and the Megatron busts. Busts, that's a hard word to say, from XM Studio. And these guys are massive. So this is half Optimus Prime, and then half Megatron, and then half Optimus Prime, half Megatron. I have an idea. It might be a really stupid idea. I've got my little room downstairs where I keep some collectibles, and I'm thinking maybe I go in the middle of the room. I'm gonna unpack this and see how big the base is, and maybe I'll run to IKEA and get some Kallax shelves and just kind of put both these guys on top of the Kallax shelves. Is that stupid? That could be really stupid. I think I've been waiting for these for, my gosh, I ordered these more than 2 years ago. I'll actually go look and I'll put the amount of time I've been waiting for these up here. Probably got these just in time with our new Chinese tariffs. Hey, who loves those? I'm in a business that imports a lot of stuff from China, so I know I love them. This is not the prettiest place to unpack these, but I am gonna have to unpack them out here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and open this box and we'll see what's in here. I was using this, I actually love these little ceramic cutters, but that wasn't cutting it, no pun intended. So I'm switching over to my Chaves Chub. Super cool knife. It has a replaceable razor blade, and I think that's gonna cut these a little bit better. Someone posted a new chart on Reddit showing the least sexy male hobbies. And somehow figurine collecting had moved into the was it number 2 or number 3 spot? And that's obviously wrong. My wife thinks that these figures are incredibly sexy. That's a lie. This is her side of the garage. Having these over here is perfect for her. That's another lie. I'm a liar. Just a big liar. She actually wanted to be here when I unboxed these, but she's not, because that's another lie. I'm hoping this is the base, so I can get an idea of how big that is. That is a huge box. Some people call this hobby ridiculous, but that's obviously a stupid thing to say because it's clearly not. I'm not even strong enough. This is sad. Wow, somehow I was recording and I looked down and it just said paused. What I'm gonna do, because I don't have a good sense of the scope of this, is I'm just gonna take all these pieces down to my room. I'm gonna put this thing together and I'm gonna see how big it is. This totally is the base. This is number 6 out of 150. This is surprising because that is not how I remembered it. And looking over here, this is red, not blue. This part here corresponds to this part. There'll be an Autobot symbol that goes right there. I guess I could have found out it was gonna be blue. Wait a second. What's up with that? Is it pulsing? Hang tight. These are C batteries. Nobody even has C batteries, but I'm gonna show you a trick. These are AA batteries. Guess what? AA batteries and C batteries are exactly the same length, and they have exactly the same output. The only difference is the capacity. So, to test this glowing base, I can just use AA batteries. If this works, I'll go get some C batteries. Get out of here. That is a pretty epic Autobot blue. I had no idea that the base even lit up. So the red is still a lie, but the fact that it lights up is really pretty cool. It's cool because the paint doesn't even look like it's translucent at all. Cool, I'm gonna keep working on this. I don't know if I have enough room to put these in here. This is not a big room. This is where I do my work. It's kind of my super ultra nerd office. I was thinking I would get some IKEA, like Kallax shelves, just some small ones, 4x4s, and put them here and here and put these guys on top. But now I'm really second guessing that. I'm just gonna get some IKEA shelves and put them in here. And if that doesn't work, I'll move them. I gotta orient those this way and this way. That'll give me enough length. Or I could orient them this way. It really just depends on how much depth these take up when they're built out. So let's go get some shelves. Totally legit. Hybrid. Yeah. Get my shelves that won't fit. You gotta love this place. I think this is a really bad idea. So here we go. Remember, the first step is to put it together backwards. For some reason, I thought this would be wider and it would accommodate both statues kind of back to back, but I don't think that is realistic. With 2 of them, I was gonna have 2 of them. I have an idea. I could stagger them. I'm in 4K now, can you tell? I upscaled the whole first part of the video, so sorry. This is my solution. I'm creating kind of this S shape here. So that gives this door more clearance, makes it a little less awkward as you walk in. Still got room to navigate through the aisles. Got 3 feet clear here. Over here is good. And my plan is to set these guys up this way. So they'll be right here. I think this will work. And the staggering's it's not too bad. I can put some books there, some art there. Prime here and Megatron here, and it's gonna look absolutely ridiculous. Maybe not in a good way. All the stuff from this box is downstairs. Now I'm gonna cut into this guy and take these pieces downstairs, and we'll set up Optimus Prime and see what we think. The instructions. Now it's my favorite part. Let's take the lid off the box time. There we go. I brought all the stuff down, which was super fun. This is probably the heaviest piece of sculpture I've ever lifted in my life. Assemblage booklet. Oh, we've got to watch a video to see how to put this together. Oh my gosh, his head is so heavy. Everything's heavy. The Matrix. Now this isn't that Matrix. Big fan. This Matrix is different. I'm gonna put this together just like they do in the video, which I'll link below, and then we can talk about this figure. I was all totally gung-ho to start, and I realized I gotta unwrap all these. So let's do it. So I'm putting this together, and I realize that the base is actually Cybertron. I didn't catch that until just now. So this is half of Cybertron, and this is a little cityscape. This is a thing of chaotic beauty. We'll do more walking around and videoing at some point when it's done. But next step is to put this guy on, and there's just no way I can do that by myself. So I gotta wait till tomorrow. I really feel like I could put it on myself, but there's a lot that could go wrong. It is the next morning, and I had my son help me put the torso onto the base. So he is together, and he is massive. I did put the batteries in the eyes. This figure has so many places for batteries. You can put batteries in here and in here. The Matrix has batteries as well. I'll show you the batteries he takes. It's these guys. I don't recommend going over to your grocery store and buying these. You can buy these in bulk on Amazon. I think I got like 50 of these for 10 bucks. I don't know, something crazy. I know what you're thinking. Let's put them in the Matrix. Fine. You thought I was kidding, but I'm not. I have so many. So there we go. Is it supposed to pulse? Looks like it's supposed to pulse. Everything I do one-handed always feels like the beginning of some terrible mistake. This guy is as big as me. Well, no, his shoulders aren't wider, but his arms are bigger, but barely. Time for Mr. Megatron. This is so much work. Now I'm hauling Megatron down into the basement. Got the base down here. I'm going to run into an issue. I think his body's gonna make contact with the arm. That's okay. I think I can just rotate these guys a little bit. It's gonna be tight. Bad ideas are always tight. This is maybe my finest moment. I don't know. Got our first casualty. That is not a big deal at all. Nobody's gonna see this. Moving on, I decided to move Prime over here because I'm gonna sit there and work. I'd rather see Prime than Megatron. I've got these guys slightly rotated, and I think they're gonna fit back to back. I'm gonna build this out now and we'll see. But so far, so good. I think this is about as good as I could do, given my desire to stuff these impossibly huge guys inside this already epically crammed room. For a minute, I was super worried because I remembered he has this giant gun, and I was thinking, is it on this side or this side? But good news, it's this side. I think we'll have the clearance we need. But this is going, about as good as it can go. Mr. Megatron is done. In some ways, I actually think Megatron is a cooler character than Optimus Prime, at least stylistically. He's obviously a dirtbag. His cannon is huge. It did end up fitting okay. Plus, look, I got all this cool new room for some more collectibles here. Cover these with art. This is a terrible, terrible mistake that I'm very happy I made. So this guy is 1/3 scale, and I'm pretty sure this is the same as XM's smaller statue. Very similar face sculpt. Same gold highlights. Not identical, but very, very close. Pretty sure I just filmed all that in 1080p. But what can you do? So that's Optimus Prime. He's got the lights here, he's got the lights here, he's got the matrix, his base glows. And again, this figure is just massive. The detailing on it's really good. I love the sculpt. I feel like the bigger models get, like the less realistic they tend to look. I think they did a great job working with something at this scale. Love the detailing of the base, Cybertron. Everything looks really good. There's a lot going on. I want to point something out. Like, I love the way that XM cares. Let me show you this mirror. This mirror is actually a mirror, but it's facing inward. They could have just left this as just black plastic, or they could have used something cheap, but they put a real mirror piece in there, even though no one will ever see that. If you have this piece against a wall, probably no one's gonna see the back, but the back looks great as well. A lot of detail there. I love the color wash that they used on this. Creates a good sense of aging. Just a good solid piece. Now I suppose it's time for Megatron. Megatron, like Optimus Prime, is pretty awesome. A lot of great details on this figure. His base is red instead of blue, which makes sense because red is the color of evil, I think. Different torso than Prime, but a lot of the base is the same. Obviously a different color, but I think all the pieces that go on the two bases are identical, even down to these things. Yeah, they're over there. So the only differences really start with the torso and up, which makes sense. I mean, that's a good way to maybe cut down costs a little bit. I think this is a really cool design. I'm gonna turn these lights off real quick. I feel like maybe there's even a light that I missed somewhere. The only ones I know of are the base, the eyes, and then the top of this gun. In some ways, these figures are more complicated than each other. For example, Megatron has this gun. Optimus Prime doesn't have a gun, obviously, but he does have an opening chest with a matrix. Megatron figure actually ends up being quite a bit deeper with that gun on him. So I feel like this ended up being kind of a good display option because of that depth. Looks like they did some sanding here maybe. I don't know how they do the finishing. I'm guessing these are, for the most part, hand painted and hand finished. Let's go compare them real quick to XM's smaller version. Once again, a lot of similarities. You can see here the cannon, very similar design. His face, very similar. Like Prime, this is not identical to the smaller version, but it's very, very close. I have one regret with this figure, and that is that I did not look at the bottom of the base to see what number he is. Optimus Prime is number 6, and this guy is, who knows? We may never know. I'm not gonna, he's like 150 pounds, so I'll just wander around while I give my outro here. I think these figures from XM are really, really cool, albeit quite expensive. But if you've got the room, or if you're just insane, and you have to have these, and you don't have the room, like me, I really don't have the room, no regrets. Nice work, XM. Give Megatron a thumbs up too. There you go. Well, that's gonna do it. I actually had a lot of fun putting these together. And I think on that note, I will bid you all adieu, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm actually back. One more thing. I wanted to show you guys something that I did to my IKEA setup. I went to Lowe's and I got these round corner shelves, and I attached these to the IKEA Kallax shelves, and I think that makes it a little more aesthetically pleasing. Plus, it gives me more room to display things like my Noisy Boy. He's only attached on one side, so this bracket is over here, and then I used an L bracket that I bought at Lowe's to attach this side, which I'll show you here. I cut off part of the bottom so it wouldn't stick out past the bottom of this round shelf, and I screwed it into this shelf. With the mounting hardware here and the L bracket over here, that actually makes this shelf pretty stable. Plus, it has the advantage of attaching these two Kallax shelves together, giving them additional rigidity. The bottom shelves, I didn't bracket in, they just kind of sit there, which I think works fine. As you can see, I started adding some art to the sides of the shelves, which I really like. Love art. So that's going to be my final update here on this massively ridiculous undertaking. But in the end, all things considered, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. Anyway, just want to show you guys that addition to the shelves, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.